Gone kind of far and wide the last week or so like that. Well, we got an update. Remember the guy that was pulled over and the cop accused him DUI, driving under influence, and then she planted evidence. Yeah, she planted evidence like that. Well, this is just going to show you how broken the system is, and when you get a jury to deliberate, I mean, they side with police officers over the civilian citizens. Like, you know why? Because a lot of people have the attitude like, oh, police officers could do no wrong. We should just all just back the blue. Only blue lives matter. Why? Well, here we go. We got an update. A black man found guilty of DUI despite footage of cop planting evidence. Yeah. A man is found guilty of DUI after cop planted evidence. Check it out.
You know, there was a guy who had evidence planted on him after a DUI stop. Well, that person has been found guilty, believe it or not. Let me remind you of the video. Here it is.
Here's the original video.
Meet Calvin Riley. He's being stopped by the Tallahassee Police Department on Southland Road.
Hello, sir. I'm Officer Oliver, Tallahassee Police Department.
She'll plant evidence of an empty liquor bottle in Riley's car before arresting him for an alleged DUI. Riley's license is suspended, and officers decide to arrest Riley on a first offense for his suspended license.
Would you be willing to do some voluntary field sobriety exercises?
Not really.
Okay. Here, go ahead and step out of the vehicle for us.
They didn't tell him the consequences of refusing that voluntary test.
Keep in mind, people are allowed to refuse a field sobriety test. I mean, yeah, it is their constitutional right to do so, but the problem is like that, it just makes it more difficult like as well.
Just go ahead and face the corner of the car for us. Your license is...
After detaining Riley, they asked him if he smoked any marijuana.
Mr. Riley, I got a quick question for you.
No problem.
So I smell marijuana in your vehicle. Did you recently smoke?
No.
Once he's arrested for driving with a suspended license, they can search his car. Officer Oliver leaves the car, does a 360, and then goes back in the car, retrieving a sealed liquor bottle and pours it out. That was the sound of the seal on the liquor bottle breaking.
That was an unopened liquor bottle.
Officer
Unopened.
Muth questions Riley about marijuana
Did
again.
somebody else smoke in your car earlier?
Oliver tosses the empty bottle into the passenger seat. They don't find any marijuana in the car.
Here's what happened next.
Here's Officer Oliver implying to Officer Muth that the empty bottle was likely what was in a cup in Riley's center console.
Cover where like the knee would sit, there's an opening and he had it like tucked. Okay. And then the whatever he had in his cup also stuck.
Then Officer Muth tells a senior officer that they found open alcohol in the car, in both a bottle and a cup.
Search the car?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing in there?
Well, okay, so he had a bunch of alcohol stashed in there, but
Nothing open or anything?
yeah, open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, in his like Tervis in the center console, he had a mixed drink, and then under his knee, he had a like little bottle of vodka tucked away.
When officers group to discuss the case, they all ask each other if their body cameras are off.
Still alive. Get any evidence of that?
Marijuana.
Yeah.
Are you still on?
The video ends at this point.
Despite the evidence that you just saw,
Yep.
this man was still found guilty of the crime with millions watching. All right, let's put him on full mask. Calvin Riley received a guilty verdict in his DUI trial. Jurors found him guilty Monday afternoon after deliberating for less than an hour. The judge sentenced Mr. Riley to 10 days in jail and 6 months probation. During a pretrial hearing, Officer Kirsten Oliver has been deposed twice in this one case. In her second deposition, public defenders handed her a copy of the TPD police number 42. However, she was unable to locate any section that prohibited impounding liquids. Oliver states, I don't remember at least 16 times during her deposition. The public defender's office debated in a series.
And that's the thing there too that people were talking about too. She took she went under oath, took the stand, was playing the I don't know, or I don't remember. This is the same attack that the puppy mill that plays here as well. It's like when you ask him a question, you're trying to confirm, like, I don't remember. Well, I don't know. What are you talking about? Well, I never said that, or I never did that.
Of pretrial motions, that testimony and body camera evidence of the liquor bottle not be admitted as evidence in the trial. The state attorney's office objected. Quote, Officer Oliver had no ill intent behind this, had no reason to believe that it would exonerate the defendant, said Assistant State Attorney Emma Hershey. Now, let's say this very clearly. Every state has a law as it pertains to open containers.
Mm-hmm.
If the container, the alcohol, still has the seal, there is no statutory violation. However, if the seal has been broken, now there's a statutory violation. Literally, the officer is the one on camera breaking the law. Just think about it in context. Take away the blue uniform. The officer is the one in possession in public with an open container.
Because she
The
opened
officer
it.
is the one who places said open container inside of a vehicle. Those are your statutory violations. There's more. Officer Margaret Mueth, who helped Officer Kirsten Oliver with the DUI arrest, in her arrest report, Mueth wrote that, quote, a search of Riley's vehicle yielded a small, approximately 5 fluid ounces bottle of vodka that was opened in a pocket on the driver's seat cover. During her testimony Monday, Mueth said she did not know Oliver had opened the bottle. Quote, we found it in the evidence, we found it in the vehicle, so I listed it in my report because I did not want it to look like I was hiding anything, the officer said. The officer noted that Riley was already in handcuffs by the time Officer Oliver poured out the liquor bottle. Officers testified that Riley was driving with his headlights off at night, was swerving and acting aggressive. Body camera footage played in court showed Riley yelling at the officers and refusing to take a sobriety test. The second witness was TPD Sergeant Brian Smith. He was called to the scene later to help officers Oliver and Mueth transport Riley from one patrol car to another. Oliver is one of the newest hires in the department as a result of the TPD Chief Lawrence Rebel's aggressive hiring practices. After the video gained thousands of views and reactions last week, TPD released a statement denying allegations of any misconduct. Department officials declined to release the full footage until after the trial. Put them up. WCTV reached out to the state attorney's office for comment on Monday. State Attorney Jack Campbell responded with this statement, quote, we greatly appreciate the hard work of the jury and of our prosecution team. We also want to thank the Tallahassee Police Department and his young officer for doing her job despite this unwarranted attack. Unwarranted, you say?
Huh.
Far too many members of our community have lost their lives due to drunk driving, and a jury of his peers found that he was driving while impaired that night. She made Tallahassee safer by stopping him. The media campaign was done by a professional political operative who has no obligation to make our community safe or even tell the truth, he says. His attempt to politically assassinate an officer's credibility on the internet is unconscionable. Fortunately, despite the attempts to tamper with a jury that had already been selected, they saw the truth. I hope our community will continue to trust the public servants who serve us each day rather than the cowards who never enter the arena and just criticize those who do. Put up the AG again.
You know who that was that sound like? Fighting Benchwarmer would say something exactly that to the point. He goes around and saying, "Oh, we should all be appreciative and thankful for a public servant or a police officer out there. Oh, they're keeping the community safer from drunk driving, people stealing, all this shit like that." Oh my goodness! Just like he goes around, oh, there's no such thing as a bad police officer. All police officers are good police officers. We should all we appreciate them and back to blue. That only blue lives matter.
Attorney General, you have now cited that a citizen engaged in jury tampering. That is a legal term of art. You have accused a citizen of a crime. Are you convening a grand jury in order to indict said citizen for interfering or tampering with a jury? If not, I recommend this individual sue the hell out of you quickly for defamation, slander, libel. You're careless, AG. You know good and damn well what that officer did was completely outside of protocol. And then...
Yeah, and here's the bitch up too as well. That officer committed perjury in the court of law by lying. When she said when she tried to play the trump card, like, I don't remember, I don't know. She lied. She knew damn well what she was doing with that unopened container like that. She was saying lying in that. She committed perjury. But yeah, a larger person did that in court, they'd be arrested on the spot faster than a six-pack of Billy Goat.
And the fact that the police report indicated that the bottle was found in that manner without providing context as to the fact that the partner officer did it. So if this was all about being on the up and up and not hiding anything, why hide that part of the police report? Unwarranted my ass.
Yeah. And you, sir, are a bigot, dude. You're a flat out bigot. I mean, you tarnish a man's name, or you sit and say, "Oh yeah, I'm thankful for the public service and the jury come out there." And he trying to accuse a man of tampering with the jury, you know, like witness tampering. That's asinine.
All right. You know, here's the thing, Sharon. Maybe the guy was impaired that night. Maybe he has a drinking problem.
We don't know.
That is possible.
Possible.
But there's a fact here that we know. And the fact is, the officer planted evidence, period. All right, what's that?
And she lied.
Here's what I say. The system is working exactly as it's designed against black people. Note to black people in Tallahassee, you got to get out of the state. Got to get out of the city, the state. FAMU students, stay on campus. You are in danger. There is a threshold, Doc, to due process. And any uniformed officer who behaves unlawfully and or sloppily, didn't know the law, lied on the body cam, I believe is still lying today. I can't look at anything else. Who's inebriated, who's driving under, I can't trust you. I got to throw you out of there. And I'll make one other point. The fix is in because, of course, as you know, prosecutors and police, they work together. And in this case, perhaps also with members of the public who don't share the world view of a black man. They're working in concert.
Yeah, definitely working in concert. This is a conspiracy, in my opinion. All right, we will bring...
You know, and I say this as well, too. And I've said this a couple times before. You know, I think a lot of times when they have people are selected for jury duty or jury selection like that as well, they try to pick people that don't have, you know, I would say ties to police, but they try to pick people that are going to back the police officers that have they're going to believe a police officer over a citizen in any other way. They're going to try to select people that will fly a blue line flag. Say, yeah, I back the blue. Only blue lives matter. More than no, it's fuck the blue and fuck the police. All right, man. Here, much out. Peace out.